a group of terrorists armed up to their teeth with machine guns, explosives, freely walk into a major shopping center, kill more than 100 people. I mean, and they are allowed to prepare this attack and carry it out with impunity, and they're only caught like some hours after that. It's a backward country.
There's been an increase in the number of aerial attacks from the Russians against Ukraine. We've seen overnight strikes in Lviv and also in Kyiv. What have the impact been of these strikes for citizens in Ukraine?
Thank you for having me, Aisha. Well, of course, the impact has been pretty critical because in this wave of missile and drone attacks, Russians have targeted energy infrastructure in different parts of Ukraine. Some of the power stations have been taken out. A few days ago, there was another massive missile strike during which 8 cruise missiles have hit a Dnipro hydroelectric power station. That's pretty damaging. Our government, of course, is doing all that we have to bring back the energy consumption and energy production to the pre-attack levels, but it's taking some time. During the attack 2 days ago, for example, Kharkiv, which is the second largest Ukrainian city, over 2 million people live there, has been, in a blackmail for over 24 hours. So you can imagine that the impact of not having electricity in a city of 2 million people and in a country of 40 million people is pretty devastating. Hospitals, emergency services. So this is just a continuation of the attacks by the terrorist state. So it's not surprising us, but it shows to the world that when we ask for more air defense systems, we know what we are asking for.
And I mean, obviously, you've talked a lot about this critical infrastructure being hit, and as you say, so many Ukrainians are without power. What can Ukraine do about making its energy systems more resilient? What kind of backup can you have for people? Because obviously, it looks like this will probably continue. What sort of backup plans do you have for energy?
Well, one of the unfortunate side effects, or one of the skills that you learn when you are in a war against a mad terrorist state for over 2 years, is that you learn how to actually create different backup and contingency plans for different parts of your critical infrastructure for the country's life support systems, if you like. So by now, for example, when it comes to electricity, we are well prepared to quickly fix the things that get damaged. And when a blackout like that happens, relatively quickly, it's back up and people get the electricity back. But again, it's until the next massive missile attack, because just last night we were attacked by 29 Russian cruise missiles and 28 Shahed drones. There were explosions in Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities. So it looks like we're in the middle of a string of massive missile and drone attacks, the aim of which is to continue terror and to destroy as much as possible Ukraine's critical infrastructure.
Now, Ukraine has been hitting back, really focusing on Crimea and the Black Sea. And Ukraine says that it's hit 2 Russian Navy landing ships. Can you confirm that? And also, what does that tell us about Ukraine's kind of current thinking in terms of its military strategy?
Yes, I can. Our commanders and our armed forces have confirmed that last night we have successfully carried out an attack on these 2 landing ships in Sevastopol, as well as on some administrative buildings of Black Sea Command. And I can only tell you this will continue because this is our right of self-defense and this is how we exercise it. We understand that and we honor our commitment before our partners. We are not using, for example, when it comes to attacking Russian oil refineries inside Russia, right? So we're just using our own produced weapons. And the minister I'm working with now, Mr. Alexander Commission, he's a genius in terms of building up Ukraine's defense industry and you can see it on the news pretty much every second day. You know, the stuff that we make ourselves delivers results. Now, but of course, when it comes to hitting Russia, for example, in Ukrainian Crimea, we also believe that we are entitled to do that because we want to drive the enemy out of our land, and we're using all means available to us. And I think this is something that all members of the civilized world agree with.
I mean, you've just mentioned oil refineries. There's some reports that these strikes on these oil refineries are worrying Western allies because of the damage that could be done, the wider consequences. What's your view on that?
We are focused on, at the moment, protecting our country. And if we have an opportunity to reduce the military potential of the aggressor, which will result in fewer deaths of the innocent Ukrainian people inside Ukraine, we will do whatever we can to ensure that we do it. Now, we understand some of the concerns, but I think the concerns of our partners should be in a different place because, and very often we hear the confirmation of our understanding of the situation from our allies as well. You know, Ukraine is not the end game. It's not about Ukraine. And the target of this terrorist regime is not just Ukraine, it's the world order. So we are now defending the world order, and we would appreciate it, and we are appreciative of the Western allies who stand with us. And, you know, we found a way to damage Russia's economic potential. It's working, we know it, so we will continue.
And final question to you, Yuri. Of course, Russia and Moscow is coming to terms with that terrible attack at a concert venue. Over 130 people killed, many people injured as well. President Putin is blaming Ukraine. I spoke with a close advisor, former advisor of President Putin yesterday. He also blamed Ukraine. He even suggested that the Pentagon and Western allies should have some responsibility for this attack because he says that he thinks it's Ukraine that's done it. What do you think of those comments? How do you respond to those allegations?
Well, we don't, because this is just another piece of pure Russian propaganda based on no facts. They are denying reality. They're denying what they're seeing, the statements by the ISIS, all the videos. And, you know, we have said it from the moment this attack happened. It has nothing to do with us. We are fighting them on the battlefield. We are fighting them. And when we do, we admit to our attacks, right? So this terrorist attack is deplorable as any terrorist attack anywhere in the world. But it again just highlights how backward Russia is as a country, because Russia is a country where when some innocent person is standing on the red square with a white sheet of paper saying nothing, they get arrested. If somebody posts a rainbow flag on their social media, they get arrested. But a group of terrorists armed up to their teeth with machine guns, explosives, freely walk into a major shopping center, kill more than 100 people. I mean, and they are allowed to prepare this attack and carry it out with impunity, and they're only caught like some hours after that. It's a backward country. But again, we say that terrorism is bad wherever it happens, and this is what makes us different. This is what makes Ukraine different from Russia. We are civilized, and we, you know, if it's a terrorist attack, it should be condemned, and it shouldn't be sort of praised or whatever.
Do you think there's any suggestion that Russia knew about this attack, or even that this could have been a false flag operation?
Aisha, on the one hand, I wouldn't want to go down the sort of conspiracy theories avenue and you know, indulge myself in thinking what it could have been or could have not have been. But honestly, in the past, we all have seen what Russian FSB is capable of. So let us just wait and see, because I think after some time, the truth will come to the surface. But in the past couple of years, we have seen even the situation with Prigozhin mutiny. Until now, nobody understands what exactly happened, right? So after some time, we will all know. But for now, it's a tragic terrorist act with which Ukraine had nothing to do, which took the lives of more than 100 people.